the lobster? What about Cyborg? Hello, Dullbedsitblogger here, and today I went to the cinema. I went to see Lobster. Now, I'd seen a couple of adverts for it and thought it looked alright. Kind of, the adverts made it perhaps look like a kind of gave the impression of a outward bound course for business people, and I thought, yeah, it looks alright, yeah, and wasn't planning on going to see it until my good friend Mr. Courgette said to me, "Oh, I went and saw Lobster, and it is really dark and surreal, but also quite funny." And I thought, oh, that sounds like my kind of thing. And blinking flip, he's not wrong. I don't want to give away too much, but it is a very absurd and dark comedy of thoughts. It's perhaps even a think piece with comedy to make you think. It's set in a future present, if you get what I mean, or possibly a parallel universe of this world that's never actually explained. But I think, a future present. And in this world, if you're single, you're sent off to a hotel for 48 days. I think 49 days. You have 49 days to pair up with someone, or you'll get turned into an animal. Yeah. That's like no story I've ever heard before. Perhaps there's a story about the guy who wakes up and he's turned into a horse, or Kafka's Metamorphosis, but it's kind of very different to that. It's very interesting. It kind of being a single person myself, it was quite interesting. It was possibly quite an interesting look at being maybe middle-aged-ish or older and single, and your relationship between being single and society. And yes, that's one of the things I forgot to say. If you want to stay in the hotel for a little longer, you have to go into the woods and hunt single people who are these loners and they don't want to get with anyone. Yeah, that adds a new darkness to it. So it kind of starts off as this sort of hotel thing, bit bizarre, and then kind of evolves into this almost Lord of the Flies kind of scenario, with these two kind of warring factions. The scenery in the film is great. It looks like it's filmed in rural Ireland, or perhaps in rural Scotland somewhere. And the humour in it is so unbelievably dry. I kept thinking, it really reminded me of the comedy series Modern Toss, in that there were times you're just thinking, is this comedy? I don't know. We had two people next to me that got up and left. Very dry indeed. Really got me thinking. As I was watching it, I was thinking, yes, this is about being older, being single, about how you're kind of encouraged to be in a couple to be a part of society, and you're kind of almost forced into that way. And then you get to know the loners a bit more, and they're kind of almost just as dogmatic as the people demanding you get into a relationship. It's very interesting, and I think there's a lot of it. There's parts of it is that thing within us all that we want that someone to relate to to relate to, really, and someone that you can be close to, and in not just the physical sense, but in the brain way. And very interesting, these little things about what makes you similar. Is it that you're similar to someone which gets you together with someone? And it ends on a very dark note. I don't want to give too much away. The actors in it, it's lots of very good comedy actors, which is kind of what made me think it's going to be one of those Britcom things, which could be good, but I did keep thinking, the nearest I was thinking of like a full-on Hollywood or American director doing this would be a Woody Allen, but even then it would be a lot sillier. This is so unbelievably dry. I really think you could tell there's a big European element. I don't want to say it's a British thing, because I don't think it was a fully British thing. I think, but it's got that definite. It's not. Yeah, there was some dark but funny moments. Quite a stylized acting and way of doing the. It's very interesting film. I recommend it. If you like the absurd and surreal, and are interested in the drier style of comedy, check out Lobster.